know what it is? Bring up the music. Yeah, let's dip. It's the dip song.
Yeah, we got it.
The 90s.
You keep dipping. That wasn't even like, you weren't even doing a dip.
You never know when I dip.
Oh, okay. Hey, while you're doing that, we're going to make some dips. Perfect to bring to a party this weekend. Here with 3 make-ahead ideas, we welcome co-owner of Kafe 421, Antigoni Sander. Hi, Tig Tig.
Hi, Tig.
Hello. Boy,
How
it's
are
nice
you?
to see you.
Good to be here.
Okay, I love that you are starting with an onion dip because I'm going to tell you that at any sort of cabin or holiday celebration, that tub of onion dip, Dean's, from the grocery
Dean's for you.
store.
Okay.
I get Helluva. You ever get Helluva good dip?
No.
It's an East Coasty thing.
Helluva.
Yeah.
You can get it here. Helluva good dip. Yeah, you can get it at Target.
So
Yeah.
this is like a homemade version, kind of.
It's a homemade version, and like you two are chatting about now, you all have your onion dip that you love.
Go-to.
And so when you make onion dip at home, it's not necessarily gonna taste like that one that you grew up with, but it could be better or different or yet still delicious.
And I just want to dip
Yes.
ruffles in it, and you brought
yeah.
some.
And that's
yeah,
what you have.
wavy.
You have to have those chips with the ridges.
Yes.
So the key to making a delicious onion dip from scratch is caramelizing your own onions at home. And as you probably know, caramelizing onions is a slow process. You want to take your time, not stir them too much.
Yep.
And then at the very end, to make this special,
A
I
little bit
add
of
in.
Coca-Cola. Just a little
This
bit.
is balsamic
Balsamic.
vinegar and
Wonderful.
sugar.
Tig, do you do sugar at the beginning to speed up the caramelization, or do you just do onion and fat?
It kind of depends on if I'm trying to speed along or if I have time.
I know.
Because the onions do have a delicious sweetness just on their own,
Yeah.
so you don't necessarily need that sugar. But for this, because there's a lot of salt, and I have onion powder and garlic powder in the sour cream Greek yogurt mixture, I want it to have a little sweetness, so I add it at the end with the vinegar.
Okay, now she mentioned sour cream Greek yogurt. This is the trick with Tig, okay?
Yeah.
She does always the fabulous combination of not just sour cream and not just Greek yogurt, combo.
A combo.
And it seriously makes a really big difference. This is why I love your tzatziki more than any
Right?
tzatziki on the planet.
Yes, exactly. And it is a key to giving it a little bit of heft, a little bit of protein too, fills you up more, but the sour cream makes it extra smooth.
Yeah, totally.
So once you have boiled off the balsamic vinegar on your onions, it'll all soak into the onions, and then you let the onions cool for about 10 minutes, or you can pop them in the fridge or freezer to speed up that cooling process. And then here we have the sour cream Greek yogurt mix that we talked about.
Yep.
Chives, granulated garlic, granulated onion, and a little salt.
Are you just going to do
I'm
it?
just gonna stir it
What's
in.
going to happen here when you're doing this blazing hot?
Well, it might look a little interesting. Watch your fingies. There you go. And then just stir it in.
Okay.
And see what happens.
And then with dips in general, once you stir everything in there, you want to refrigerate it for at least an hour
Okay.
so that all of the flavors
Just hit
melt
all the
together.
off buttons
There
and
we
hope
go.
for the best.
Fingers crossed.
Is this the one right here?
That's the one
Can
right
I get in
there.
there?
Once it sits in the fridge, it all sort of comes together. It thickens up again. Dip
Yes,
that ruffle
people, look
in
at
there.
that. Maximum dip to chip. Hello.
There you
I've never
go.
seen you eat a ruffle. I'm glad to see
Oh,
you do that.
It's a special day.
Yeah. Okay. Here.
And it has a little bit of texture. The grocery store dip isn't going to have texture because
Yeah.
it doesn't have the fresh onions in it.
I mean, that is so good.
It's yummy,
cool
right?
flavor.
And that
That's great.
has just like a little bit more depth of flavor with that balsamic vinegar in it. That's
Totally.
outstanding.
That's yummy.
Awesome.
I love it. Okay,
Terrific.
your Mediterranean layer dip. What do we got? This is sort of like a twist on like a Mexican
Seven
seven
layer dip.
right?
Exactly. So all of these dips are things that you should be able to leave out all day or make ahead or not work too hard with.
Yes.
So the base of this dip is store-bought hummus. So if you want to spread that out on that platter.
here, I'll plop it. You
Here
wanna
we have
spread?
it traditionally in a glass dish so you can see the layers.
Okay.
But you can also freeform it on a platter, which is kind of cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you spread whatever your favorite hummus is out on the plate.
Yep.
And then the next step is taking a jar of roasted peppers, popping them in your blender or putting them in a food processor, and just creating a spread out of them.
So put that on top.
And then put that on top, and then you'll spread that
gonna spread
all
that as
around
well?
as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here,
And
I'm
it's
gonna go.
cool if you freeform it because you can see kind of the drippy layers and stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be perfect.
Cool.
Wonderful.
And then do a little feta crumble.
Yes.
Oh, feta. Love feta.
Feta.
Is key. And then
All right.
here is another yogurt mix. So this is sort of a cedar tzatziki.
Okay.
And it has garlic powder, a little vinegar, and olive oil in it as well. So it has a little extra layer of flavor.
Yum.
And as you are perfectly doing, you want to dollop that on and then spread it. Because if you just like spread, it'll mix sort of like that.
And then all this other stuff
then
goes on
all of
top.
that
Just
other
put it all.
stuff goes on top.
Oh, there it is.
fun.
And then it comes out looking like that, and we have fresh dill and onions and all sorts of tasty ingredients to top it off with.
It's
so
fabulous. Okay, look, you got to tell us about
baklava
this
dip.
baklava one because we're
baklava
going to try
dip.
this.
Cool Whip, something that we all have in the fridge in the summer often. Greek yogurt,
Look at her.
honey, cinnamon, orange zest, lemon zest, and chopped walnuts. Drizzled with honey on the top, and you can do fruit
Oh,
and
wow.
cookies and all sorts of fun little dippers to go along with that.
That's
Graham
awesome.
crackers would be great
Wow.
too.
You're over the top.
That's great.
So good. For these recipes and a link to Tig's blog, A Pinch of Lemon, head to TwinCitiesLive.com, click on food, and get these recipes on the go with our TCL recipe app. It is free to download on your smartphone. This will make your 4th of July better.
Great job, Tig.
Thank you very much.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.